Introduction and overview. What does the term living in a given area refer to? What is the main focus of this chapter? What is the primary source of livelihood in Uttar Pradesh? How many agricultural households were there in Uttar Pradesh in 2012-13? And what percentage did they represent of rural India? Agriculture and economic activities. What is one of the oldest economic activities known to humans? What are human activities that earn income called? What type of economic activity is agriculture classified as? Can you locate Uttar Pradesh on the map of India? Geography and agriculture. How might the geographical location of Uttar Pradesh contribute to it being an agrarian economy? How did agriculture influence the lifestyle and settlement patterns of humans? Why has agriculture been considered essential for the growth of human civilization? What is the relationship between the success of agriculture and human civilization? Agricultural practices. What activities are included in modern agriculture? How many districts in Uttar Pradesh cultivate rice? How many districts fall under the high productivity group for rice cultivation? How many districts are in the medium productivity group? Major crops. What type of crop is rice classified as? Which crop is the second most important Kharif cereal crop in Uttar Pradesh? What rank does Uttar Pradesh hold in maize production in India? In which season is maize grown? Maize and crop rotation. What percentage of Uttar Pradesh's geographical area is used for maize cultivation? With what crops is maize grown in rotation? Why must legumes be planted before the southwest monsoon? Name any 4 major maize-growing districts in Uttar Pradesh. Rabi and wheat cultivation. Which district is the largest producer of maize in Uttar Pradesh? When are Rabi crops sown and harvested? What is the main Rabi crop in Uttar Pradesh? What helps in growing Rabi crops besides irrigation? Peas and wheat regions. Name any 4 major Rabi crops in India. Why are peas harvested early? When are Indian markets flooded with green peas? In which part of Uttar Pradesh is wheat grown most extensively? Wheat and Z crops. Name 4 major wheat producing districts in Uttar Pradesh. Which state leads in wheat production in India? What are Z crops also known as? When are Z crops sown and harvested? Z and climate. What type of weather do Z crops require? What are some examples of Z crops? Where are seasonal fruits like melons mostly grown? What factors besides the monsoon affect the growth and productivity of crops? Forestry and logging. Which regions of Uttar Pradesh have significant forest areas? What are some forestry products harvested in Uttar Pradesh? What additional value do forest areas provide besides economic benefits? Why is sustainable forest management important? Animal husbandry. What is Uttar Pradesh known for in animal husbandry? What makes Uttar Pradesh one of the largest milk producers in India? What other activities are included in animal husbandry? How does livestock benefit rural families? Fisheries. In which areas of Uttar Pradesh is fishing a significant activity? What are the major types of fisheries practiced in Uttar Pradesh? What types of fish are commonly cultivated in Uttar Pradesh? Why is fishing considered a primary activity? Mining and quarrying. Where are mineral resources mainly found in Uttar Pradesh? What are some major minerals extracted in Uttar Pradesh? What are sandstone and limestone used for in Uttar Pradesh? How do mining activities benefit local communities in Uttar Pradesh? Agricultural performance. What is the primary factor influencing Uttar Pradesh's economy? Where are the high agricultural productivity districts in Uttar Pradesh located? Why is monsoon failure a threat to agriculture in Uttar Pradesh? How much of Uttar Pradesh's land is flood prone? Drought and land. How does drought impact agriculture in Uttar Pradesh? What is the average size of agricultural landholding in Uttar Pradesh? How does land fragmentation affect farming practices? What is a major issue in rural land ownership in Uttar Pradesh? Land and water challenges. How does insecure land tenure impact farmers? What is a major challenge in water management for agriculture in Uttar Pradesh? What problem is caused by overuse of groundwater in Uttar Pradesh? What is the main method of irrigation in Uttar Pradesh? Mechanization and soil. Why is mechanization low among small farmers in Uttar Pradesh? What farming methods are still widely used in Uttar Pradesh? How has soil fertility been affected since the Green Revolution? What are the effects of soil degradation in Uttar Pradesh? Fertilizer and soil practices. What happens due to imbalanced use of urea? How do poor cropping systems affect soil health? What marketing challenges do Uttar Pradesh farmers face? Why are storage facilities important for Uttar Pradesh farmers? Infrastructure and support. What causes post-harvest losses in Uttar Pradesh? How can rural infrastructure help farmers in Uttar Pradesh? What should be explored regarding government support in Uttar Pradesh? Financial challenges. What makes many farmers in Uttar Pradesh financially vulnerable? What is the consequence of borrowing from informal sources for farmers? How do inefficient marketing systems affect farmers in Uttar Pradesh? What trend is observed between land productivity and rural poverty in Uttar Pradesh? Industrial role. What role does Uttar Pradesh play in India's industrial sector? Textile and sugar industry. Which cities in Uttar Pradesh are famous for textiles and garments? What products are made by the textile industry in Uttar Pradesh? What is Uttar Pradesh's rank in sugar production in India? What are the main products of the sugar industry in Uttar Pradesh? Cement and automobiles. How does the cement industry contribute to Uttar Pradesh's economy? What types of cement are produced in Uttar Pradesh? Where are the automobile industries mainly located in Uttar Pradesh? What does the automobile industry in Uttar Pradesh produce? Food and electronics. What does the food processing industry in Uttar Pradesh include? What does Uttar Pradesh's electronics industry manufacture? What is Kanpur known for industrially? What is Agra famous for in manufacturing? Specialized manufacturing. What does Meerut specialize in? What are Noida and Greater Noida known for? What is Uttar Pradesh known for in terms of cultural industries? What are some popular handicrafts from Uttar Pradesh? Cottage and brass industry. What role do cottage industries play in Uttar Pradesh? Why is Moradabad called the Pital Nagri? Where are the artisans of the brassware cluster in Uttar Pradesh located? What makes Moradabad's handicrafts unique? Brass and glass industry. What changes were introduced in the Moradabad brass industry in 1980? What percentage of India's brassware and handicraft exports come from Moradabad? What special designation does Moradabad have from the Government of India? What is Firozabad known as? Glass and pottery. What traditional technique is used by artisans in Firozabad to make glassware? What types of glass products are made in Firozabad? Where does Kurja pottery originate from? What makes Kurja pottery well known? Pottery industry. How many people are employed in the Kurja pottery industry? How many pottery units and factories are there in Kurja? What types of items are produced in Kurja pottery? How much export value did Kurja pottery generate in 1999 to 2000? Woodwork and toys. What is the main handicraft of Saharanpur district? How long has Saharanpur been known for its woodcraft? What is Saharanpur also known as? What makes Saharanpur's wood products special? Saharanpur and Varanasi toys. What is the main raw material used in Saharanpur's wood industry? What impact has the wood industry had in Saharanpur? What materials were originally used to make wooden toys in Varanasi? What materials are now commonly used for Varanasi toys? Toy craft. What do the designs on Varanasi wooden toys usually depict?